T-minus 5 minutes to a KZOZ money for nothing keyword with Jeff and Jeremy.
3, 2, 1.
93.3 KZOZ FM, San Luis Obispo.
You feel that? It's a little country rock. Hee-haw!
Yeehaw.
Yeehaw! Come on now. Oh, I'm feeling good today. We got a code word for you. Thanks to our friends at Perry Ford. When I say friends, I really mean it, by the way. We've played golf with one of the sales managers at Perry Ford, Kurt. Remember Kurt? He told us a great story about hitting a woman in the head with a golf ball at Avila Beach.
Feel bad when you do that.
I've never hit anybody because my balls don't get anywhere near the fairway. I'll be honest. It's the most frustrating. I love golf. I finally started to be able to hit the ball pretty good. The problem is it just doesn't go straight. It takes off. And
I've been hit in the head with a golf ball on the golf course.
But didn't it bounce first?
And so what happened is it hit the tree that I was standing underneath, and it was blocking the tee box on the 18th hole. But I'm pretty sure I was concussed because of it. Because what happened was you heard it hit the tree, and then it bounced around forever. And I put my hands up over my head to protect my head, but then figured, it's probably dropped by now. So I took my hands.
Because you heard it hit the tree.
I took my hands off my
just
head.
Too soon.
As soon as I took my hands off my head, it hit me right on the head. And
what part of the head?
It was like
the front, the back,
right here on the back.
Ooh,
right here on the
near
back.
the soft spot.
Yeah, the very top
that
spot.
they say for babies.
And it was like immediately I started seeing dots and birds like you do see in the cartoons, like Tom and Jerry.
Really?
It was like you see the things like swirling around in front of your eyes. I'm like, what the hell just happened?
Well, that hit you pretty good then.
Yeah, and then the lady comes up and she's like, I'm really sorry. Do you want my name of my insurance? And I was like, oh no, it's fine.
Name and insurance? What are you filing a claim?
I don't know.
How about an apology and how about a back
sorry.
rub or something?
She said sorry.
How about you buy me a beer?
She said sorry.
I don't need your insurance company.
So I was like, I was dizzy for a
Wonder
moment.
what you do if you get hurt on a golf course from somebody else's ball. I mean, do you file a claim? Do you sue the golf course? I mean, I'm not saying you should sue anybody, but I mean, what do you do to try to if you
Why
need
not?
if you
get some money out of it,
some help? What if you end up in the bottom of one of the ponds at the golf course and you've got a family member down there and they found him 2 years later? Have we heard any more on that?
No, I mean, those people were arrested. I mean, that's pretty much what it is.
They arrested a third person. You know that, right?
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, from Los Angeles area, somewhere down south.
Yeah, it sounds like some super shady stuff going on there. Stuff I don't want to talk about.
I want to
start talking about it, and next thing
they're
you know,
in jail.
They're going to come. Yeah, but they'll keep arresting more people and more people and more people, and they're going to come after you.
Maybe it'll be on Dateline. Maybe.
One of these days, you're going to have to realize that you're not like a Texas Ranger and that you can't really.
How do you know
you're not,
what I'm like?
You're not, even though you're for law and order, you are not law and order. You're just the dumb disc jockey. Cadillac Jack. Okay?
Wow. Why do I have to be dumb?
Don't try to save the world
Cadillac Jack.
With your Cadillac Jack job.
I don't think that's the guy's name.
What? That's probably a disc jockey's name somewhere.
Yeah, I'm sure it is.
Hey, Cadillac Jack.
Hey, dropping down the Gary Bryans and the Cadillac Jacks.
We're going to do something really important here.
That's
We're going to try to solve this crime that I know nothing about, but I'm going to sound good trying to do it.
Sell the crime.
Solve the crime.
Solve the crime. Well, I want to watch. I'd like to see, there we go, Cadillac Jack Hour. Mm-hmm. So I want to see Dateline come out and do that. What is the most dangerous sport you can play? Is golf?
No, it's hockey. Hockey.
Nobody plays hockey.
Dude,
professionals.
A lot of people play rec hockey.
Not around here.
Not around here, but a lot of people. Actually, that's not true. They do it, but they do it on rollerblades.
So you've been hitting the head with a golf ball. I never have. I've injured myself. I've hooked myself with a fishing hook before in the back of my head, right above my ear. And I was in the middle of nowhere on the Grand Run, that river that's in the middle of nowhere. And I had to pull out the hook. And I thought I was going to bleed everywhere. I didn't even think I was going to get it out, but I got lucky. It popped right out. No blood.
Most severe sports injury I've ever received, and this is why I stopped playing football, really. I tried it with some eye protection, but I got poked in the eye in a football game once. And that is the worst feeling. He's getting poked.
What position did you play? Were you on the line?
Tight end.
Oh, you were tight end?
Yeah.
Oh, so you were blocking somebody when it happened?
No, we were in the bottom of a pile, and somebody did the cheap shot. That's why I had no problem doing cheap shots after that.
Wow.
Like, you're like, okay. And this was like the second game I'd ever played in my life at tight end.
Yeah,
And
that's
at the
bad.
bottom
That's
of the
what
pile.
happens. That's how bad players
I
start.
got poked in the eye.
From other bad players.
At that point, for the next 8 games, because it was my freshman year.
You were poking people in the eyes?
The only time I ever played football was my freshman year of high school. I stepped on people's fingers with my cleats.
Oh, Jeff, that's terrible.
Well, got poked in the eye.
But it wasn't their fault. You're doing the same thing that you scream at everybody else for doing, because
eye for a hand.
Somebody feels like they were wronged, so they take advantage and burn somebody's innocent car or apartment or whatever.
I was a freshman in high school.
You're stepping on innocent people's hands.
I thought this is how the game was played. If you're going to play the game that way, I'm going to play the game.
It's a good thing your high school doesn't have a football team anymore.
Or a high school anymore.
What can I say?
93.3 KZOZ.
You rocked my world.
The Central Coast's home for classic rock.
KZOZ.com, the most valuable thing you've ever stole from work. You can be anonymous if you want to call in. Nobody knows who you are.
We can disguise your voice, too.
I'm kind of curious. Or you can just text in. You can text in, too, because
that's probably the
we're not
best
going
way
to say
about
your name. I'm trying to think. The most valuable thing I've ever stole from work. Oh, boy.
You can't say. Don't say what it is.
Well, it wasn't when I worked in radio. It was when I worked at another, like a department store. I worked at this department store, and
it wasn't a
they
department
punished
store.
me.
Jeremy's he's fraudulently saying.
Well, it was kind of like a department store if you think about it. It was when we went to school.
I would never refer to this as a department store.
Oh, my God. It was a total, it was like a smaller version of a department store on campus. Yes, they didn't call it a department store, but I mean, think about what they had there, right? You had a cafe. You could buy clothes. You could buy dishes. You could buy sheets. You could buy sporting goods. You could buy music, CDs. You could buy computers. You could buy books. You could buy. I mean, they had all kinds of different stuff you could buy.
Way to bury the lead there.
They had knickknacks. They had like a little gift store type section. I mean, think about it. It was like what is a department store? It has all these different departments of different things you can buy all in one store.
So is the Smart and Final Extra department store?
No, it's not. Like,
isn't?
Like,
because I could buy lawn chairs there. I could buy
Macy's is a department store.
Supplies.
Think about everything you can buy at Macy's. You know what I mean? Like the old school, like Penny's, like the old school department stores. You could buy all these different things there, not just clothes, but other things as well. You know what is a pretty good example is that place over at the Madonna. Is it not there anymore? Kohl's. Kohl's is a department store. They have many different departments. Yeah. The store I'm speaking of, besides selling books, they sold all that same stuff.
Okay.
Hell, you could buy cologne there. You could buy makeup there.
What did you?
It was for students on campus. Everything.
What did you steal from the air quotey department store that raised my rates, by the way, on certain things that I had to buy there?
That had nothing to do with me.
Lies.
I took a golf club.
If you were stealing stuff, other employees.
It was a really cool golf. It was a putter. And they just left it out. I mean, it was just sitting down there in the warehouse as I was on my way to the car.
So they had no intention of stealing.
I had no intention of taking it. I just saw it there, and I picked it up, and I just kept walking. And then I got home and realized it was for a right-handed golfer, and I'm left-handed. So I had to give it to my roommate. I couldn't take it back. I didn't sleep that night. I was so nervous.
Stealing just to steal, huh?
I know. I'm really not proud of it at all.
Before surveillance cameras, apparently, this guy in Austin.
Not proud of it.
He worked for the library, okay? And he's a government employee, so you actually ended up paying for his theft if you are a resident of Austin, Texas.
I think we have people that listen in Austin.
We do.
Transplants.
We do have people that listen in Austin. And so your taxes have been directly affected by this. This guy stole $1.3 million worth of printer toner. Now, I don't know how much. Like, how do you know the market on printer toner? Like, when people started stealing copper wire, I'm like, what the hell are people
Did you
stealing?
say over $1 million in toner?
Yes.
What the hell are you going to do with that? Is there like a black market for toner right now?
So
is there a shortage going on?
What he would do is he would steal it and then resell it online.
Wow.
He was an accounting associate at the time, according to the city audit report, and he took advantage of poor purchasing reviews by his supervisors and other oversights to get away with the scam in selling the toner online. The authorities received a tip about allegations against him in March of last year, and of course, a government investigation is going to take 18 months on whether or not the guy was stealing toner and selling it online. The funny thing is, we sometimes give away tickets to like events, and people win them, and they don't want to go to the event. So we could go on Craigslist and sniff you out and figure out, oh yeah, you won tickets.
Oh, we've had people that just their side hustle was winning stuff from us and then selling it on Craigslist, and people have been banned from winning ever again.
So what we do is we do a covert operation, and we try to buy those tickets from the people, and then we work up on a meeting place, and then we wear our radio station T-shirts down there. We're like, hey, got these tickets for free, didn't you? Uh-huh. Sure you want to sell them? You sure you don't want to go? We force people to go to the Monterey Bay Aquarium. That's what we do.
People love to go to the Monterey Bay Aquarium. It's crazy because it's
and people like to sell the tickets.
It's not like it's around the corner. It's not like you're driving to Santa Maria or somewhere close.
The over the period of time that he's been working on this since 2007, how much do you think the library needs in toner, money wise, from 2007 to 2020? How much do you think they would use a library, a place nobody goes to because everything's available on the internet now? And how many pieces of paper are they printing out right now?
We don't even print that much here. Remember, we used to print a lot here.
And I have no idea what the toner costs when we print.
Are you asking me how many?
I feel like we still print way too much stuff here.
Are you talking about like the actual cartridges themselves?
Yeah, the toner. I mean, that's what he's selling online. He's selling the cartridge.
Yeah,
and he's like,
yeah,
hey,
you just pop it in, but you got to make sure it fits the machine you have.
This is for a Kyocera.
Yeah, Kyocera 3500.
Whatever.
XL.
Whatever it is. How much do you think they needed to use on toner? How much their toner costs were for the last 13 years?
I have no idea what toner costs. I have no idea. I would imagine you would go through a thing of toner once, even at a library, maybe once a month.
For the last 13 years, the auditor's office estimates that the library would have needed about $150,000 worth of toner, yet they had $1.3 million sitting in the hoppers, and they're like, wait, why do we have so much toner? And where did it go? Well, it was being
because he was ordering
online.
it. He was ordering it and then stealing it.
Yeah. He was also accused of using a library credit card to buy thousands of dollars worth of electronics, video games, VR headsets, a drone, and more of stuff for his own personal use, according to the city's police department. This has got to be a felony, right? I mean, you're talking about $1 million.
It all depends. I know in California, I think anything over like $450 or $500 is a felony, a class whatever felony.
This is in Texas.
Texas, it's $50, so you can cut your hand off. Yeah, this guy's in trouble.
They make you sleep under the bridge with the bats.
Yeah, we're asking you, what's the most valuable thing you've stolen from work? Travis says time.
Yeah, time.
We can all be guilty of that, right? Jeff says a paycheck.
I did not steal a paycheck.
Not
from work.
you, different Jeff.
Okay.
Mike says the boss's daughter, I returned her eventually, slightly used.
Oh,
Only in America. You can let us know, 805-543-3693.